We actually brought in an extra $90,000 because of leveraging this AI system through email. You have to drop the ego, leave the ego at the door, and just learn. Once you're in that open state, you can take on anything. The pain of change or pain of staying the same, which pain you want to choose.
Welcome to the Simplify Success podcast. Now, if you're listening to this audio, you're most likely pretty smart. You're doing the work, but you're still confused on how to win in business at the level that you want to, how to grow your business exponentially. My name is Nadeem Qureshi. I'm the CEO of Simplify Sales and the host of this podcast. Every single week, I talk to consultants, founders, experts who have turned their skills into serious income. And we're going to take these real stories, steps, and lessons and turn them into an actionable step-by-step guide for you so that you can get the results that you want. So let's get right into it. And today we have Kanji Low on the show. He is the founder of SynapzeAI, a digital agency, and he helps businesses use AI to make their marketing and sales easier and faster. Now, he loves figuring out how to use AI to solve real problems. So in this episode, he's going to help us understand the simple steps that we can use to start using AI in our businesses so that we can grow without feeling overwhelmed.
I was really excited because I saw your chat at Start Space, and I was one of the guys in the crowd. I loved how you delivered. It was so easy to follow. It was good advice, and I'm a complete dud in this AI space, so I thought it would be good to have a conversation with you. What's your story?
I was born in New Zealand. I'm Malaysian, Chinese, and I have a bit of Japanese blood, so Okinawan descent. And I grew up in New Zealand with humble beginnings. Parents were immigrants from Malaysia. They worked really hard to get us over to Australia. So I moved here in 2001. I studied high school, went through the whole system, ended up studying a Bachelor of Commerce because I didn't have any financial backing on how to start a business. And I've always wanted to start businesses. And then, it's been pretty much just learning about how to help people with their business ever since. I was in corporate IT before and moved to coaching and mentoring. From there, I started to fall in love more in the marketing space and obviously created my agency, SynapzeAI. And I think about maybe 2 years ago, I delved into ChatGPT. I didn't know what it was. Someone introduced it to me, and straight away from there, I was told to fly to Malaysia to do a moderation of an event talking about AI and data. And pretty much from that event, I just felt like I wasn't learning enough. I felt like I wasn't clued up enough. Everyone was had really good backgrounds in language models, in different AI models, in agentic AI, even back then in 2023. And I felt I didn't have enough knowledge. So I studied. I studied a lot. I talked a lot about it. And that event was really successful. There was about 200, 300 people that was at that event. And then me moderating it and me sharing my insights about AI and how it's changing humanity and how humans can actually tie in AI to their own purpose and drive really helped me propel in this space. And I feel like for me, I've always really enjoyed the tech side of things, and not just tech, but building things. I've always loved building, whether it's Lego buildings, whether it's building businesses, whether it's helping other people build, whether it's building furniture from flat packs from IKEA, whatever it is. So that's pretty much about my background. I've really always been that guy that's really enjoyed technology and really enjoyed being seen and helping other people be seen. But it's just tying technology and inspiration. I feel like that's something cool to be doing this year.
I think you're a little humble about what you've done because you've spoken at amazing summits. I think there was the Australian CryptoCon and the Dev Day in Vietnam. You've gotten to speak at from really cool events and even got some awards as one of the top 10 coaches by.
Yes. Correct. Yeah.
That's not easy to do. And coming from a completely you went to school, studied, got a job at a great computer company, and then flipped the switch and became this entrepreneur business mentor. What drove you over the edge?
I've always known for myself, I was meant for more. I feel like the moment that really hit me was this was in 2017. I walked into the office and I had some colleagues, they've been there for a while and they were just talking about rates and getting paid and super and all that kind of stuff. And they were like in a space where like they've been there for a long time. And I saw a little bit of myself as one of the guys was Asian and he was talking how I would be talking 20 or 30 years down the track. I was like, I actually don't want to sound like that. I actually felt as though there's something else. And there was a real strong feeling, there's more opportunity, something for you to look out for. And back in 2017, there was probably like my second year at that corporate job. There's nothing wrong with corporate. I love the fact that people can start there and really grow their business and grow their career from there. And it's helped me personally. I delved into self-development. I delved into learning about myself, being self-aware, helping other people be self-aware. And I've always known it for a very long time. People will come to me for advice or they'd ask me questions or they just need an ear, right? So whenever they're talking about problems in their life or they want someone to bounce with, I've always been that person to listen. So I feel like it's always been there, but I feel like that moment was the real catalyst. And there's been many catalysts and moments that have helped. There was also a moment where, during COVID, I think everyone's probably felt this during COVID it's just finding something else, like finding something different. And when everyone's forced into their house and they've got nothing else to do, I think the question starts to be asked, like, what can I do with my life? What can I do with myself? And how can I help other people? So I feel like that really was the catalyst for it all. But yeah, there's been many moments in my life where I've just been hit with those light bulb moments. Like this is what you should be doing, or this is the feeling here. So you can call it intuition, instinct, but I feel like that's always been a driving force for me.
Interesting. And I get the feeling everyone kind of has a different experience when they start their first business. But would you say that corporate life was a little bit easier than running a business, or has running a business been a lot more fun and easier for you?
I would say both have the challenges. I feel for me personally, business has always been fun, but it's also been challenging and hard because of the fact that when I first started my business, I actually started a lot of side hustles first, but I wasn't the man or the person that was able to do well in the business because I didn't work on the mindset. I didn't have that self-awareness. And I felt as though at that time I wasn't aware about that. So I was trying all these side hustles, whether it's driving Uber, whether it's teaching, creating a website where we sell resumes to people. Now people are using that with AI now. And even selling Air Jordans and Nike shoes and having the arbitrage from there, and even a restaurant. It's been many different side hustles and businesses, but it was like, for me, I needed to be that person first before the business actually happened. So it was perfect when I decided to delve into coaching, because that was my first proper online business. And from there, I decided to just really change who I was. I was just stick of the person I was, starting things halfway, not being able to finish it. And then I was feeling as though this is the person I wanted to be, the person that could finish things, put his mind to something and execute on it, get a business off the ground, get some clients. And I felt as though that was really the shift. And there's a whole bunch of challenges that we all go through as a business owner. Everyone can do business, but everyone's personality has to change to match that business. So for example, you might be really good at a simple trades business, right? Something, a brick and mortars, maybe it's cleaning, maybe it's like plumbing. That might be the business for you, right? Because of your personality. Whether it's online and being an affiliate marketer or doing online courses or being an entrepreneur, being a founder, that could be your personality. But again, that personality can be molded based on how you want to be, right? Because if you really look at it, we're like a blank canvas, and all we need to do is just start painting what that looked like on that canvas for that business to happen.
So on that point, what are the few personality things that someone needs to develop? What's the colors they need to paint on that blank canvas to make it work?
100%. I love that question. The first thing is identify what colors you're currently painting. What I mean by that is, like, what kind of mindset do you have when it comes to business? Is there something that you're like, oh, if I start a business, I can't do it. It's too challenging, right? What's your current colors, right? Is it you coloring green because it's representative of your personality? The next thing is how you look at life and your attitude. If your attitude is, oh, I'm not going to do it because it's not going to help me, or I'm looking at things transactionally, maybe it's something that you have to look within first. So first things first, look at what kind of colors and paints you're actually painting on that canvas. The next thing is to identify what kind of painting you want to paint. What I mean by that is, what personality do you want to embody for you to take certain actions? Because if you don't know what it is that you want, you're not going to go anywhere. Or for example, it might be you want to be a little bit more charismatic because you feel like you're shy. I used to be that person. I used to be a very introverted, very shy person. I still have a little bit of those traits, but I can switch on the talking, right? I can switch on the person that's on stage, right? Just like with anyone else. Identify who and what that character would have, like what kind of traits. Are they bubbly? Are they charismatic? Anything that really is something that you want, right? And then the next thing is to start practicing or rehearsing, right? There's a method in acting called method acting. Method acting is you act that person, you be that person before that you're actually that person. It's the same thing. If you want to change certain characteristics, you have to act, because everything is a habit. It takes certain time for us to learn certain new habits. So it's the same thing with the new personality. How you think, how you feel, and how you act is pretty much how you are in this moment. Identifying what you are right now, what you want to be, and then how you want to act, think, and feel, right? That will create your new personality and the colors and the paintings you want to paint on that canvas.
100%. It's funny that you say that, because I run a workshop in Melbourne on people skills. It's my way to give back. So it's just completely
Awesome.
free, just to help people. The topic that we did this last Saturday, Sunday was on creating that alter ego, because if you're playing that character doesn't have those problems that you have, and you can separate really easily. What are the top qualities that you feel the best entrepreneurs have? What are the qualities that have helped you actually get the job done? Because you went from one business to the next. You weren't bred in that environment. What were the things that you felt that you were lacking the most, and now you've actually developed?
I feel for me is just being open to learn. I think that's one of the biggest traits as an entrepreneur. When you go into the workplace or in business, you might feel like you know it all. But when you're at a certain workplace and in the business, you have to learn, right? You have to drop the ego, leave the ego at the door, and just learn. Once you're in that open state, you can take on anything. You can take on certain topics, different attitudes, certain characteristics. If you love someone else's characteristic, like for example, they love to ask questions and you don't ask that many questions, maybe it's for you to adopt that and you want to adopt that. That's where the doors are open in regards to learning. So I feel like that's one of the biggest traits, is just be open to learn. The second one is execution. I think it's been natural to me, but I see it a lot in entrepreneurship, being a founder, being a business owner, is that they will learn a lot, but they don't execute straight away. I feel 80% or even 90% of the learning actually comes from executing. If you learn something new straight away, like just find the smallest use case or smallest test and test it. See if you can actually get it up and running for yourself, not for anyone else, just for your own learning. And that's why I love this quote. It's like, the man who loves to walk further than the man who loves the destination, because the one that's walking will love looking at the trees and everything, right? Rather than the destination. Oh, I got to get this done, or I need to learn this. So it's the same thing. So I would say, I think those two are really key. Being open to learn. And if you're learning, execute straight away, because that also helps with your learning.
And I think that's the big reason why people need a coach or a mentor, someone to be able to zoom out of their life and see what they need. But in your opinion, why is having a coach or mentor so useful? Do you have any examples of stories?
Sure. Look at it this way. I love to share this analogy. So let's say you're water inside a bottle, you don't know what the environment is outside of that bottle. As a mentor, you don't have the subjectivity or even the tunnel vision of just seeing whatever it is. You can see it from the outside of the bottle. If you feel like you're just tunnel vision or you need a second perspective, a mentor or coach, someone who's done what you want to do, will give you that perspective. And there's been many different examples, but I'll share this one example. Obviously, for me, I've done a lot of speaking events, right? I've spoken at a lot of my own events. I've spoken for free. I've spoken at events over in Asia, different expos, pitch events as well. I think I've done 2 pitch events in 2023, 2024. And one of my clients, he's still working with me today, personal trainer, right? So at first he was like, oh, I don't know if personal training's for me. I'm like, man, just go get a job, right? Just go work at the industry. Then you'll find out whether or not it's for you. Eventually got to a point where he did get the job. He got a job at one of the big gyms called LA Fitness. So he's been working there. And he was like, okay, like now I've got the job. How do I get clients for my business? I'm like, okay, you just have to go and talk to all these people, make an intro, get some traffic in, have those conversations, get to the point where you feel as though you're deeply backing them in regards to their transformation. Because people don't buy on logic, they buy on emotion first. They buy the feeling. Like you go into any store, you're buying the feeling. Like you go into Apple, you're buying exclusivity. If you're going to Louis Vuitton, for example, you're buying status, you're buying the feeling first and then logic. So I said to him, get down to the feeling. Like, what is the feeling the actual person needs? When it comes to you talking to your friend or you talking to a potential client, they probably want to lose weight. They probably want to look good for themselves, not just for them, but for the people around them, right? So he had a few reps, got to a point where he felt like, okay, I'm getting some good momentum. I've got some people on the go. He eventually signed his first client. I was like, great. Okay, that's a good start for you. And I said, okay, let's try for something different. I'm doing a lot of speaking gigs. And I know if you do one speaking gig, your authority will go from here to here. I said, just apply for anything. Even if it's like setting up your own events and he's, oh, I don't have enough time. Okay, I'll give you a list. I'll make it easy for you, man. I'll give you a list. You can go through the list. You can apply for all of this. Use the same script that I'm sending you in regards to what I do for my own speaking gigs. Send that same script, right? With, or obviously with your details and apply for all 50 of them and see what you get. So he applied for all of them. He did about 30. He eventually got one. And they were like, we'd love for you to speak. For him at that time, it cost him his flight ticket and accommodation. I said to him, that's okay. When you're first starting out as a speaker, you probably will have to pay for your own. A lot of the speakers do actually pay for sponsorship. So it's either doing it for free because no one knows you, or you're paying for it. And it's okay because you get the experience. So he did it, got more exposure for his business. He's got pictures and status of what he's actually doing, right? And he can share that same experience to someone else as well. So that's a prime example of mentorship. You don't know what you don't know. And a lot of the time, you're so tunnel vision in your perspective because we get 60,000 to 80,000 thoughts a day. And you need someone to just look at what you're not doing right and what you can do even more and give you that perspective. So that's why I love mentoring. I love coaching, mentoring. Obviously, I moved away. So I'm in a space where I'm just doing more marketing and speaking. But if anyone does come to me, I'd happily just show them what could be possible as well. So yeah, I feel like it's really valuable and it can save you like years of development.
100%, because out of those 60, 80,000 thoughts, just one thought from someone who's been there, done that can get you there so much faster. I'm pretty sure that guy would have taken months or maybe years to even have that thought. Let me just do this one speaking gig. And you were able to get him just like one conversation. What's the script of getting speaking gigs?
What's the script? So basically, script's very simple, right? It's basically saw that this was a proposal and you're looking for speakers. You tell them what accolades and what you've done, right? And then you give them examples of what kind of speaking gigs you've done, the themes, if you've done XYZ. So you share as much as you can in the next bit and then give them a profile. It's a 1-pager, 1 to 2-pager, where in that profile, it just shows you and shows the other person what you've actually done. So it just adds a lot. If you want to do something extra, you can even share a video, right? A video of what you speak on and that kind of thing. But I feel like the one pager is enough. You can get a lot of gigs with that one pager. And it's building those relationships as well. In the email, it's nothing salesy. It's just, okay, I see that you've got an opening. I'd love to apply for it. This is my profile. This is my template. And I'd love to hear from you soon. A lot of the time you might get ghosted, right? A lot of the time you won't get any responses. But when people do respond, they actually keep you in their database, right? If they really love your energy and the way you speak, from there, what you can do is you can build more of a relationship, connecting with them on LinkedIn, seeing if they've got any other events, if they can't give you the event that you're asking for, because there's so many opportunities. There's actually, to be honest, there's a shortage of speakers and there's a lot of events. And to be honest, if you can identify and come to the mindset that event planners and conferences actually need speakers, and you have a lot of value and you have a lot of knowledge to share, it gets quite easy.
Interesting. No, I love that perspective. So in that case, moving away from the mentorship and the coaching side of things, because you have 3 other businesses that you're mainly focused on, right? There's SynapzeAI, there's Goodland, and there's Presence.
Correct. Yep.
Which is the main priority right now?
Yep. So the main priority is SynapzeAI, my automation and marketing agency. There's 3 streams. The first stream is marketing and streamlining marketing through AI, right? Whether it's ads, whether it's email, whether it's social media, content creation, video editing. That's what we do. We're pretty much a content machine in that regard. The second part is the automation side of things, looking at your businesses, streamlining different processes, implementing no-code tools, and helping you with tools that can help your business. And then the third part of it is the training workshops and speaking gigs. So working alongside executives or business owners to help train their staff on AI and being more adapted to it. Because I still feel there's a lot of skepticism in the AI space. Privacy is such a big thing. So just being able to guide employees and guide business owners on what to actually do there. So that's what my main focus is. I do a lot of work in regards to helping people find the right person. So I work alongside this Vietnamese outsourcing agency. They're based here in Melbourne, but they have staff in Vietnam. Basically, if you need someone to do for you and you don't have anyone, I can go and source someone for you and you can have an interview. And based on that, then it'd be like a long-term arrangement for that whole year. Or if you want to do job basis, that's fine too. We mainly deal with accountants because the CEO is an accountant herself and she's found that there's a huge gap in the market. It's quite saturated, but with saturation, there's a lot of opportunity because a lot of people are finding that the current service provider through outsourcing isn't that great. So she's finding a lot of opportunity where she's switching over. So working alongside her. And then Presence is a one-stop shop for coaches, mentors, and affiliates. We're leveraging digital products to get a different incentive in regards to content monetization. In regards to content monetization, you have different social media platforms that are out there, but you don't earn straight away from content. There's an extra level. You have to create courses. It's very tedious. Even for myself as a content creator, like I've had to explore and try different membership websites, different digital product websites. And it's to a point now where where's this one-stop shop? We should have something where people can make it can be easy for people. You can guide people to the whole process. So at the moment, we're testing so we've done a lot of MVPs, but this MVP in particular is really just getting out to the affiliate pages. And because affiliate pages, they don't have a way to monetize. They have a huge following, say 100,000, 1 million, sometimes 2 million, right? They don't actually know and are educated to monetize because they have all this following, but they're not making any money on it. So they're putting all these reels out there, but the reels aren't making money, right? Or it's very little. Even if you monetize on Instagram or Facebook, it's very little. You have to do something different, whether it's products, digital courses, or selling things. We're doing something good in the creative economy, just helping people a few extra dollars because that will fuel their passions.
100%. And I've gone through that process of creating a course. I made one specifically on LinkedIn on monetize LinkedIn. It was such a headache. Selling it became easy because I knew what I was doing, but I started thinking, okay, I'm just going to give this away for free. Screw this. I don't want to even think about this. I have to ask because I'm a
Sure.
little against AI for content and outreach. So I get the feeling I'd be the perfect person to argue with. Could you share an example or a story of some kind of result that you got because of the AI marketing thing that really showcases how powerful AI can be?
Yep. You use email. So with email, some people feel as though email can be very, like you send me email, or you might get spam, or you might get an offer. But the thing is, like, you can actually tailor AI to make email a bit more like you, right? So I've worked with a whole bunch of marketing for accounting firms. For one accountant firm, we actually brought in an extra $90,000 because of leveraging this AI system through email. Normally what you would do is you would create an email and you'll just send the email, and they might be on a newsletter. It's just like, you still have to type in content, but we were able to create an automation to spit emails out through newsletters. It will grab the content or whatever's trending for the actual day or month. And then based on that, it will send that newsletter out to whoever's on that email list. So the emails, obviously, there's good marketing material. We increased the open rate from 1% to about 5 to 6% in regards to opens for emails. Yeah, cold emails. That's through AI. You don't use AI for the personalization. Use AI for the scale. If I were to make it really personal, but able to tailor the AI to spread things and scale, that's what you would use AI for. You don't use it for the actual creation of content. You can use chat to train it in your own brand, train in your voice. And obviously it takes a little bit more time, but the scalability and the use case of being able to send it to a whole bunch of people, even in regards to content, there's a few content platforms that are out there where you can get your idea, scrape the data from whatever's trending in your niche, and then spit it out to all the social platforms you're using right now. So if it's 5 or 6 of them, because AI is so intuitive, but again, it still needs the human element. Yeah. So it can scale that way. And I would just say the main thing about AI is just like amplification. Don't think of AI as something that will take away or like something that you can be very close-minded to. It's amplification. So whatever you are doing, it just amplifies it. It's the same with money. Money is a tool by amplification as well.
That's a great result. Being able to get someone to 90K within how many days?
45 days.
Okay. That's a good argument right there. And I like the reframe that it's not for personalization, but for scale, because actually thinking about it, sales in general, I've been in sales for the last 8 years. That's the only thing I've really gotten good at. And it is truly a numbers game, but the more skilled you become at the sales side of things, you need less numbers to justify the result. But
Correct.
Thinking about it, even if a new salesperson came on the team, if they just went ham and actually talked to a lot of people, actually put in the effort, it doesn't matter if they're good or not. Just because of the scale, they still win. Like they still close the deals. When I was actually selling, I've had so many people sign up because of pity and seeing that this guy is just not going to be able to feed himself. That's the reason they signed up. Even if things are bad, I get the feeling just because of the scale, AI would help. For most people, it would do better than they could think of by themselves.
Yeah. So it really depends on what it is. For example, if you're not like skilled in a certain aspect, let's say admin's productivity, right? AI straight away, if you just give it certain things that you want it to do, it will do it because of the fact that you might not be good at it. So just whatever it is that you're not good at, find what that is for you and then leverage any tool that can help you with that through AI and let the AI perform. We still want control. Still want to control certain bits. And obviously you need to drive the business. It's very important. If we take the sales example, let's say someone's not that great at sales, but they want to learn and they know that they can leverage AI in a certain way. It might be that they're not good at the qualification part of that sale. Maybe they actually need the AI to qualify first until the point where they jump on the call with them. Then on that call, all they need to do is ask certain questions and close the deal. It might be that AI does all the research and does everything for you, but then all you need to do is just that one touch point at the end and you close the deal, right? That could change someone who's not good at sales, right? It's just like looking at where you're not great and leveraging AI to help you there.
Fill in the gaps. No,
Exactly. Yeah.
I loved how you reframed it. I think just before heading off, last question. What's a piece of advice you would give to someone who is skeptical of AI, and where should they start?
I would start with your biggest pain point. Right now, you have a problem or something close to your heart, and you're probably thinking about it 24/7, and you don't have a solution for it. What if you allowed AI as a tool? You're still looking after it. You're still driving it. You're still telling it what to do to help you with that, right? If what you're doing right now might not be working, right? Let the tool do what it's good at. For example, if you're not good at content in create, or you don't know how to edit, what if you let AI create that content for you? What if you let it edit it for you? You probably see that, oh, it's amazing. Probably get that kind of reaction, right? But again, it's just like the pain of change or pain of staying the same. Which pain you want to choose? It's the same thing with AI, right? Do you want to keep going the same way that you're going, keep complaining about time, keep being overwhelmed, even being overwhelmed with AI? I know that's a huge problem right now. Or do you want to try and change that? Be open-minded. And again, it just comes down to the first trait that I shared about being an entrepreneurial business. And number one trait is being open to learn, right? If you're open to learn and willing to go, okay, maybe I do need to learn something new here, and then execute on that, things might change, right? I feel like that would be the conversation I would have to someone who's skeptical about it. And if they feel that's not the case, again, what's the pain? It's the pain of staying the same. I feel like it is. Just showing them the two cases.
Absolutely. That makes sense. Okay. So just before we head off, let's say if someone wants to integrate AI into their business, how should they find you?
Yep. So you can find me on LinkedIn. So Kanji-Low on LinkedIn, or even Facebook. So Facebook, I've got a pretty good following. People are loving the content that I'm sharing in regards to prompts, in regards to creative ideas for marketing, even just bouncing and connecting with a lot of people. So you can connect with me on Facebook or LinkedIn, or even through yourself or through those that are watching. And yeah, I'm happy to talk about what you really want to do with the business and help you scale, not just with AI, but life in general as well.
Thank you, man. I went through a lot of the LinkedIn content, would highly suggest people to follow you on LinkedIn. The prompts and stuff, really useful. So just want to say thank you so much for making the time. I truly enjoyed the conversation, and I hope more people get value out of this whole conversation from you. Just want to say thank you, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And if you want more details about the speaker, on the website, there's going to be a lot more details about where you can connect with them, what they're doing, and everything in detail. So check out the website. But like always, it doesn't matter what kind of information was shared today. Unless you apply it into your life today, it's not going to matter. You're going to forget about it tomorrow. So always keep things simple. Apply what you learned and make sure you absolutely dominate this week. Take care. Talk to you later. Bye.